podcasting from the Chicagoland area. This is Game On with Jackson Stuart, where we discuss men's lifestyle, focusing on sex, fitness, relationships, business, and more. We'll be interviewing the best of the best, the hot shots, and the rising stars in the worlds of modeling, fitness, cooking, and more. Influencers who are discussing keeping it sexy while at the top of their game. I'm your host, Jackson Stuart. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the game.
Hey guys, what's up? This is Teddy, aka Teddy's in the Mix. If you don't know, now you know, my man, Jackson Stuart, Game On Podcast. Make sure you tune in, take some notes, but most of all, it's a good time. You're going to learn something, and you're going to learn today. Shouts out to my man. Have a good one, y'all. Peace.
Oh, okay. So let me go right now. Okay. This is Melody, and you're listening to... Wait, fuck. This is Melody, and you're listening to Game On with Jackson Stuart.
Good people, sexy people, welcome to another podcast of Game On with Jackson Stuart. Tonight we're talking about summer fashion. It's almost that time of the year, and time to change the look, time to change up the wardrobe. We'll be talking about that. As always, I want to let you guys know that I truly do appreciate you tuning in every week. Downloads, listens, etc. We're going to be doing a Ask Jack episode where you shoot me your questions ahead of time and I'll get them on the show and answer them to the best of my ability. Kind of tired, folks. Man, Jackson was out late last night. Had a good time, and well, you know who you are, or she knows who she is, and I appreciated her time. Also, I do apologize for any, sniffling, coughing. It's allergy season, and I should do a show, How Sexy Are Allergies? I don't know if they're very sexy, but I'm going to do my best to make them hot for you guys today. And so anyway, there's going to be some allergy episodes coming up where you'll hear some coughing, sneezing, and runny nose, but I'm still keeping it sexy, and I appreciate you guys joining us. Good people, always feel free to get more Game On with Jackson Stuart at Reddit, at r/Game On with Jack. And now all the things that are too hot to podcast on are available on Patreon, patreon.com/Jackson Stuart. So the weather is heating up, and you and your wardrobe should be no different. Hot player summer is every summer, and it's time to get planning. You know, we come out of winter, and during winter, and especially during a pandemic, what's it been, right? Hoodies, sweatshirts, sweatpants, etc. And then spring pops up, and spring is back and forth. One day it's a polo shirt or a V-neck, and the next day you're back to sweatshirts and flannel jackets again. So, we tend to wait before we decide to dig through the closet and see what fits for that 80, 90 degree weather. So throw on top of that we've all been, sheltered in place for a year and a half or so. And it's a good chance your summer fashion game is fucked up. But that's all right, because everybody's in the same boat. And what do? Well, it's time to dress for hot temps, big sun, and to look good doing it. So you may not know this, but I am a Jackson Stuart fashion expert. Because I studied fashion? Nope. Because I studied the walkways and runways of Paris fashion? Not at all. I am a Jackson Stuart fashion expert because I know what I look good in. I know what looks good on me. What I feel comfortable in, and I make sure I wear it. I also leave room to try something new, and that's what makes me an expert. And this is what will make you a fashion expert for yourself. So, I like to give the tips kind of ahead of time to identify your summer fashion. First up, what's your current style? Second, Never take advice from somebody who can't dress themselves. 3, what's old is often new again. 4, identify any fashions that you've seen and liked. 5, do your research. 6, take advice from the store. 7, wear everything with confidence. 8, be willing to change. And 9, have some fun. So, first up, what's your current style? There's nothing wrong with a blend of reinventing your summer wear hand in hand with keeping some of the look that has worked for you. Me personally, every summer I try and flip the script a little bit. So, excuse me, I think right now I'm in the linen. I like that linen, linen shirts. I don't like linen pants too much because you gotta the right drawers on. You gotta the right underwear on to wear linen pants. But it could be a certain look, maybe not necessarily a type of material. You could be into V-neck short sleeves. You could be into polo shirts. You could be into button downs. You could be into pullovers. It varies, but always feel free. Actually, always make it mandatory to change a little bit. And here's why: because when you don't change your fashion, your fashion sense gets stagnant, your look gets stagnant, and you become stagnant. You should always be evolving, growing, changing. Now, that being said, that doesn't mean that you have to dress like someone you're not, but you can dress like somebody that you're going to be because you're growing. I remember back in college, I I went through this phase where it was like everything had a hood on it. And I don't know what the hell that was about, but everything had a hood. I had these boots that I wore everywhere. And then, I went through like a flannel shirt phase, just like unbutton and leave it open with a t-shirt underneath it. And one day a buddy of mine was like, man, we gotta, well, he was older than I am. He worked at the university and we became friends. And he was like, man, we gotta polish your shit up. And I kind of took offense at it, but we went out, we went shopping. He showed me some new looks and stuff, and I included some of those looks in a new wardrobe, but I also kept some of the stuff that that I used to like to wear, things I fell back on. But gradually, I phased out what I used to wear, how I used to dress, and found a new style that was comfortable for me. So like right now, my current style, I'm a huge fan of, if I'm dressing down, jeans and like distressed t-shirts, with a nice jacket, depending on the weather. But like I said, I'm in the linen right now. There's nothing breathes like a nice linen shirt, especially if it's warm weather or you're on the beach or something. And I'm always a fan of dark colors. It's just me, and I think they look good on me. Earth tones, etc. But that's my current style. But I'm looking into new styles also. So, second tip: never take advice from someone who cannot dress themselves. I've had this happen a ton of times where somebody's like, Jackson, you should wear this or you should try this on. I look at how they dress and they look like shit. And I'm thinking, yeah, I'm going to be polite and listen to them, but that doesn't mean I have to take their advice to heart. So if somebody's trying to tell you to change what to wear and how to dress, and they look like they just came out of a junk pile, don't listen to them. Just, drop that right there. The third tip: what's old is often new again. And God, this couldn't get any truer. Everything, I shouldn't say everything, because bell bottoms aren't back. Those predate me a little bit, but you're not seeing that back. But you are seeing a little variation of that kind of wide leg pant style, and as opposed to like a tapered pant. But anyway, the whole point of that is old styles come back. Now that doesn't mean that you need to go, digging out grandpa's suit because you feel like, it worked. It worked for grandpa in the 20s. I'm going to bust that shit out now. No, but certain styles fade out and come back. Like I remember there was a time when like checkered shirts, checkered suit jackets That was like super, super circa like 1980. But now you see that stuff popping back. Things as simple as like cufflinks or, handkerchiefs for a pocket, certain types of ties, bow ties. I remember when bow ties was like, you wore a bow tie and it was just like putting a sign that said, please beat the shit out of me. But bow ties are back, and bow ties are now a status symbol. It's a certain type of air and class to them. So, if you might be thinking, well, shit, Jack, you told me don't go digging through grandpa's closet. No, but when you go shopping, when you go looking around, don't be surprised or don't turn your nose up at styles and looks that reach back to an old style and an old design. Because like I said, what's old is often new again. Identify any fashions you've seen and liked. And I do this a lot. Like if I see a look, like it might be magazine or a TV or a movie, and I'm like, oh man, I like how that looks on this person. I will then go and, pick up a men's magazine, men's journal, men's health, men's fitness, any magazine with something after the word men's. We'll have a fashion section. Or, I'll look at a store's website, and I'll look at the styles and I'll think, well, would this look good on me? Like, would layers look good with less layers, etc. But it'll be based off of, oh, wow, I really like the way this person, wore this, and it might be a movie, it might be TV, etc. Next up, I like to do research. Grab a men's magazine, look up what's hot, look up what's new, and, read about it. Not everything's going to apply to you because, some of these looks are being sported by, male bikini models or male, fitness reps or whatever. But you might still be able to modify the look for you if, you don't fall into that category. Take advice from the store. Excuse me. And this is big. You go to a store, and I'm not talking about picking up a t-shirt from Target. The staff there are not going to give you comments on what looks good on you or recommendations. But if you go to like a suit store, maybe you go to a tailor, maybe you go to a men's clothing store, there will be people there who are trained on different looks and different styles. And, they may say, can I help you? And you'll be like, yeah, I'm looking, I just want to update my summer wardrobe, and listen to them. These people have been around. These people are trained. These people have a knack for style and fashion. And don't be offended if you don't have that same knack and that, that eye for style. But be open-minded. Like I always say, listen. You can learn something from everybody and anybody. So take the time, listen to this person, and, try it out. Wear everything with confidence. God, that's huge. I've often seen somebody who people may say is not that attractive. Maybe, it's been a guy that's my mind said, was too thin or too heavy, or a woman that was too thin or too heavy. And when they put on this clothing, the way they walk, the way they carry themselves, just the confidence that they exude took them from being like a 3 to a 10. And I'm not even bullshitting. It's, they felt sexy. It literally just radiated out of them, and they didn't walk in all hunkered over or beaten down. And once you find clothing, once you find the right size, the right cut, it just makes a world of difference. For example, I like an athletic cut because I'm wide shouldered, and certain suits I look like a fucking box. But if a suit narrows in just right, if it's cut just right, oh man, you want to just give me the sports car if I walk into a dealership. You don't even want to ask me anything. You don't want to run any credit. Don't want to take money for it. That guy needs his car. So wear everything with confidence. If you got to get it tailored, you're better off getting, let's say, 2 shirts or 2 suits that are tailored perfectly, as opposed to, spending money buying 5 shirts and like one of them fits you just right, and the other 4 just hang off you or whatever. Yeah, that makes a huge difference. And I'm a big fan too of accessories and layers, because you could take, let's say you take a plain old white button down shirt, but excuse me, if you have multiple jackets, like sports jackets, you can throw on. I'm a huge fan of like bracelets and necklaces and etc. You can throw that on, and kind of like those accessories spruce up a look. They give it a flair, they give it a style. It's almost like, I've walked into business meetings and I'm wearing a dark suit and shirt and tie, but I always have some flair. It might be a wristful of bracelets. It might be a certain type of necklace hanging off my tie. It's something that just kind of goes, yeah, like I've got fashion sense, but I also am, conforming just enough that I can walk in this meeting or walk in this environment and fit just right. Speaking of accessories are not for everybody, but I do encourage you guys to try them out. A very good friend of mine, he's all about rings, man. He will wear 3 rings on a hand, and he taught me an important fashion tip, and it blew my mind. He said, you take your most expensive ring, the flashy one, and you put it on your index finger of your right hand, because that's the hand you shake with, right? So when people shake that hand, they will take notice of this ring, and it will like, it'll pop their head off. And so I was like, shit. And he was right. Like, I looked at his hand, and he had this really nice, like, sapphire ring on. And when people would shake his hand, like, they would take notice of it. Other tips about accessories: make sure your accessory fits the moment. Like, you wouldn't wear something gaudy and loud and overly bright of an accessory to like a funeral. Nor would you walk in with like your stainless steel skull bracelet to, I don't know, a baptism. So make sure it fits. I'm a huge fan of paper clips. No, I'm sorry, not paper clips. Yeah, paper clips. Until I was out I was at the strip club, and I posted this as a tip on the website before. I mean, on Instagram, and let's say it's not just a strip club, but any place where you just need to pull out cash fast. You can whip out your wallet and rifle through it, and then it's your damn library card and insurance card and everything else showing. Or you whip out a money clip, and it has a style to it. I think it just shows like a definiteness of purpose. You're just like, you're efficient, you're just about it, and you took the time to find an accessory, and it's just sexy. And it doesn't have to be, I've got several money clips that are, I've got one that's like a carbon fiber, super durable, very lightweight. I've got one that's, just rock solid steel. The thing is heavy as shit. If I fell in the lake with this thing, I'd drown. But it's this beautiful skull design. Then I've got a friend who has a very simple money clip. It's just like a silver metal. And then I've got another friend who has this money clip that's made out of like, I don't know, some kind of fossil bone or something. And it's nice, but it's super pricey. But it's just, trust me, jump on Amazon. I say that, I'm not getting kickback from Amazon, but jump on Amazon, look up money clips, spend a little bit of money. You'd be surprised what a difference it makes. And also about accessories too, especially if you're with somebody and there's a chance that you'll be in intimate contact. Don't have an accessory that's going to get tangled up in somebody's clothing or hair, because you want to talk about killing the mood. You let some kind of jagged ass ring scratch somebody's back while you guys are getting it on, or a necklace gets tangled in somebody's hair, etc. So just make sure the accessories are streamlined and aren't going to snag. Some guys I know are big on accessorizing their belt buckles. And that's kind of like a Southern kind of thing, but hey, do you, and feel comfortable, and, let that freak flag fly. And, like I said, experiment. Be willing to change. And that kind of goes back, to step one about what's your current style, and then talking to the store and getting ideas. We often don't change because we're scared. We often don't change because, some part of us feels like changing refutes who we are, or might speak negatively about who we are and what we like. That's not the case, but more like, evolve. The dinosaurs didn't change and they died, evolve, grow, try something new. Now, you don't have to go from wearing, your favorite sports team T-shirt to a three-piece suit the next day. And by the way, if you get a suit, try a three-piece suit. Try a double-breasted suit. Those styles, man, just, they're always classy. So anyway, be willing to change, try something new. And then, but you can always kind of keep some of your old look around. Nothing wrong with that. And lastly, have fun. If you can't do something and have fun while you're doing it, it's not worth doing. Life is too damn short. Um, redefining your summer fashion, you should have fun doing it. You should have fun experimenting, have fun trying things out. Some other recommendations. I'm not getting kickback, but I really do like Amazon Prime wardrobe. So if you're a Prime member, you can go under their wardrobe section. You can order clothing to try it out. If you like it, you keep it, and then they bill you for it. If you don't like it, you just put it back in a package they send you with a label. Take it to UPS, boom, ship that shit out, and they don't even bill you at all. So I really do like that. With it being summer coming up, make sure that your fashions can easily adjust for temperature. It might be 90 degrees where you are, it might be a little bit hotter. Your area might be subject to quick changes due to, let's say you got the storms a lot, it's 90 degrees 1 second, it drops to 60. If you accessorize, make sure you can keep track of your shit. I've known guys who suddenly are like, oh yeah, I've got this, I'm wearing jackets now. And then you go out with them and they keep forgetting their jacket because they're not used to it. So don't change your fashion so much that you can't keep up with it, or you've added some new layer of something that you're going to have to worry about. Shoes. I totally forgot to talk about shoes, but the school of thought on shoes split. Dress sandals. It's a real thing. I fully support it. So dress sandals they're almost just like wicker shoes, in a sense that they're shoes that are just made up of crossed bands of leather, as opposed to sandals where it's just a big old Velcro strap across your foot. I think formal sandals are sexy as hell. I've got nothing but compliments on them. And they, depending on how they look, they fit almost any particular situation. So, unless your job has, presuming that you're not teleworking but going into an office, unless there's some kind of dress code violation about formal sandals or dress sandals, get you a pair and wear them. And they're pretty damn sexy. And they're very comfortable. And it's like they're like little air conditioners on your feet, because your feet just breathe all day. But the more skin you show, the more damn lotion you better have on, because nobody wants to see your dry feet, your dry arms and elbows, and that goes to all men. The darker brothers out there, we are talking about the light skinned brothers, our white brothers and our, lighter complected Latinos and Asian, etc. But hey, if you got a little more melanin in there, your ass gets ashy. Because I speak from experience. It happens to me. I realize, hey, I'm wearing short sleeves, I'm wearing sandals, I'm wearing shorts. You got to keep the lotion on. Nobody wants to see you looking like you play with flour all day. You know what I'm talking about. This ain't nothing new. If you get shorts for the summer, do not get those god-awful dad shorts that look like, you are some kind of accountant and it's just one of your wild days to hang out. Get some nice, sexy shorts. No pleats, flat fronts, not a jillion pockets. Just get something nice. And when you wear shorts, don't tuck your shirt in, because you literally look like you're going to, some dad joke convention. Get a shirt that's a nice length so you can let it hang out, not tuck it in, but it doesn't look like you're wearing some kind of like smock or something. So those are just some fashion tips. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you think I am wrong as hell, or if you agree, or if some of these tips help you out. Thank you much, people. Thank you much, good people, sexy people, and we'll see you soon.
This is Risque, and you're listening to Game On with Jackson Stuart.
What if you could be a better player for the cost of one more cup of coffee a month? Get access to a growing library of lit erotica, behind-the-scenes action, and player's guides with tips on drinking, cooking, fitness, dating, sex, and life after dark. Low tier rate while offer lasts. Patreon.com. Game On with Jack.
You on my hips, me on your lips, so sweet. Both understanding. When we're a team, nothing can get to me. I'm yours for the taking. Every part, all of my heart you get. I don't fear nothing when I'm with you, and baby, when you're with me. You call me every night, call me every day. I just wanna get you alone now. Trust me when I say we gon' be okay. We just gotta boom ba da boom ba. I don't wanna fight, you know that I'm right. Baby, let me talk to your body. We gon' be okay, hear me when I say, if you need me, I'm gonna be by your side. If you want me, I'm gonna be there, alright. If you're on me, I'm gonna treat you the right, treat